I know what you're going with.
Yeah, I'm going with Scrooge.
Yeah, because you had a good experience with it in the movie theater.
It was magical.
Yikes. I didn't have that kind of experience.
It was a tingling experience.
No, it was just
Christmas hard.
This case should never have come to trial.
I don't think it's fair to call my clients frauds. Because one time I turned into a dog and they helped me. Thank you.
Your Honor, we would like to withdraw our plea of not guilty and enter a plea of guilty.
This trial is a travesty. It's a travesty of a mockery, of a sham, of a mockery, of a travesty, of two mockeries, of a sham.
If we are to have faith in justice, we need only to believe in ourselves.
And the truth shall set you free!
How do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Oh, guilty, but with a real good excuse.
I think the truth will come forth.
You can't handle the truth!
Ho, 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 ho. It is time for more Law Light, brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtry at 530 Frederica Street. We are situated here in the high-rise white brick edifice. Today, joining me, I have PJ.
Hello.
And a frequent guest of ours, Davin Shaw.
Hello.
And we are excited because today, eventually, we're going to get back to the Christmas movie bracket.
The continuation.
But before that, let's check in with Davin. What'd you say, PJ?
Let's do it.
So, Davin, we have talked, we've had you on the show before, and we've talked to you about how it was like coming through law school, getting married and all that, and being thankful. I think we actually had you on our first Thanksgiving episode, right?
Yep, that was right.
And then we had you on another time to discuss a little bit about, the differences between what law school prepares you for and what you really are seeing out here. Okay? I guess what I'd like for you, you have now practiced law for more than a year, right?
Yeah, it doesn't feel like that. It feels like yesterday.
So you are a savvy veteran.
I don't know. I don't know if I would say that.
Right. Okay. Well, you've got 1 year in, or a little more than 1 year in, and you are practicing law in a lot of different areas, right?
Yes.
Give the listeners just an idea of here at Foreman Watson Holtry. We focus on civil litigation. We like to be known as, because of our experience with catastrophic and serious personal injury cases.
Right.
We do a lot of business litigation and family law, and some, but being a first year associate at Foreman Watson Holtry, your areas of things that you have to kind of get involved in and get your feet wet in are far more than just those pillars of the firm. Correct. And there's a reason why. There's a reason why to that. But one of the things is, from a marketing standpoint, and you and I have had this conversation, from a marketing standpoint, if somebody comes in and they're having a dispute over a car payment or over an insurance payment or something like that, while it doesn't fit neatly within the areas of law that we do, you get involved. And the reason you get involved is for several reasons. One is that develops a client. That person will think of Davin Shaw and Foreman Watson Holtry as their attorneys, right?
Builds that foundation.
That's right. The second thing is we discuss, you and I I've always used this term. I stole it from an attorney that I worked for when he was persuading me that I needed, is that there are rhythms, there are threads that go through all areas of the law. And their commonalities, no matter what area of the law you're in, you see, I had that come up in this kind of case, and here it is, a cousin of it popping up in this kind of case, right? And so what I want to ask you and want to tell the listeners, just give us an indication off the top of your head of the different types of cases that you've worked on, say, over the last 90 days.
So property damage, a couple of those.
When you say property damage, what do you mean? So
car property damage where there was no real injury, but the car's totaled or has $6,000 to $7,000 worth of damage. Most clients can't afford that, and sometimes they believe they have property damage on their policy and find out they don't. And now it's, well, what do we do after that?
Right.
and another one is property disputes. So line boundaries, tree damage, things of that nature.
Right.
When people do things they're not supposed to other people's property. Then probate. Estates. I work with Holly Lindsay on a couple of those. She's an attorney in our Hartford office. I'm really enjoying those types of things. Really just family disputes. I don't really know if I would say they're estate per se, because they're really just disputes over who should get what. And those are really interesting because sometimes the law says it should go to X, and it may be my client, but it really doesn't feel right. But that's what the law says, so you follow it. Right. So those are kind of outside of the personal injury cases I have.
Now, I know you also have just things that I've talked to you about. I know you and Tyler are working on a property damage insurance claim to a farm structure.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And so that's where an insurance company says, no, we're not responsible for the damage to this building. And you say, yes, you are. And they argue that this is the reason it fell down. And you have to argue, because if it's what they say, then it falls in under an exclusion. If it's what you say, then it doesn't. So that's an insurance dispute.
A lot of people would say it's trivial, but it's a difference of thousands and thousands of dollars, between the exclusion and our argument. So it's worth making.
Just yesterday you were talking to a past client of mine, and this is how it works. The structure of Foreman Watson Holtry is we develop relationships with people. In fact, I just got through PJ, you'll be glad to know your name came up a few times in the 2021 business plan. So that means you're at least
congratulations!
Thank you.
But we were
job security.
I've been working on the 2021 business plan, and then the 5-year plan and 10-year plan. In the 2021 plan, we talk about stressing to everybody on our team that clients become relationships. And if you show genuine concern and genuine compassion through the process, through the judicial process, through the litigation, through the dispute, and you let them know that you genuinely do care, whether they're right or wrong, you care about them because they're going through something. And if we develop that, so the example I have is I was asked by another attorney to take over a fairly significant injury case. I took it over. Yeah. I developed a relationship with this with this person through that process, right? Then that case is done, and when something else came up, even though it's not really my area of practice, when something else came up, that guy didn't go back to the other attorney, the guy that had referred me his case. He came back to me, and it's an oddball issue. It's a case where they had made some payments on a car, thought they had finished paying it off, they didn't, and now they're getting sued for the amount of the car, the whole amount.
It's almost like what? Quadruple or more of what they actually owe. It's
one of those things where at the time that people financed it through a company that was high interest, and golly, and anyway, we are. Man, PJ, you are just so picky. I can't touch anything around here.
I can hear your fingers picking.
That's okay. That's okay. Maybe people like to hear my fingers.
When we do the ASMR episode, then
yes. I want to be on it on that one.
Yeah, you don't know what ASMR is? It's like I can't think of what it exactly stands for. I'd have to look it up, but it's those videos where people make sounds with their mouth, or they clink their fingernails on metal, or glass cups and
like
things.
Peel an orange right in front of them, like
right, or they like crinkle plastic stuff like that.
Then I can do it then.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
That was a bit abrasive, but
there you go. I'm just practicing. So, Davin, let's wrap that up and let's get to something fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. Let's do it.
Before we wrap it up, let me ask you this: for attorneys that are coming out of law school and going into situations, how important should they weigh that the place they are going to does have a genuine mentorship, as opposed to just coming in and being an associate among other associates, and that feel. Should that be something that they weigh? Because here you have now been taken under my wing and Bart Darrell's wing. We both have been hammering you with input and things like that because you've asked for it.
Feedback is important. I mean, obviously, I think personality plays into it. Some people, when they go to law school, maybe they think, after they're become an attorney, they're just like, I've got this figured out. I'm one of the people that don't think I've ever figured it out. I think I'm constantly figuring it out, and that's why I've asked for feedback and mentorship, and that was one of the big factors in why I was like, I want to come here, and because I thought growth. Mm-hmm. My advice would be go to somewhere that has that, right? Because you kind of you expedite things a little bit. You progress in a more direct manner as to I started doing things when you were busy on cases, and it was like I feel like I'm spinning a little bit, and that's why I was like, Travis, I need some guidance. What do you think on this? You give it to me. I go back, I rework it, we come back, and it's better. Right. So I think it's invaluable.
Right. Just this week, and I had told you to create a complaint. A complaint is, for our listeners, the thing that begins a case in court, and you don't get into court without a complaint or a petition of some type. It's what starts the case. And I'd asked Davin to draft one. I said, throw everything you can think of into it, right?
Oh, I did.
Right, and he did. And then we spent, in 30 minutes.
I think it was, 20 pages or something like that?
In 30 minutes, Bart and I, with Davin, took out about 65% of the complaint. Not because it was wrong, but because when we strategized and we could think about the pros and cons of having the different parties and the different counts, we came up with our entire strategy for the case, and
which is something I wouldn't have gotten a lot of other places,
right?
To be fair,
so that's just an example that Davin gets to be a part of and see that. So, man, you've done great your first year of practicing law, and thank you for your service. Our clients thank you, and I appreciate it.
Thank you. I'm just happy to be here.
Now, PJ, you've said so much today that you don't need to participate much in the movie thing, okay?
That sounds great. Actually, before we do the movie thing, I want to address two things.
Okay.
One, ASMR is autonomous sensory meridian response.
Well, that's stupid.
Well, not if you get
meridian.
Get the tingles.
What's meridian? Can you define meridian then, PJ? Because I don't know why would that be? I understand atomic. What's the S?
Sensory meridian response.
Meridian. Why would meridian be? The prime meridian or something? How does that have anything to do with me peeling an orange in front of a microphone?
Maybe they should name things better.
Yeah, I mean,
it should just be sound effects or something.
Yeah,
you
make a good point, because meridian is a circle of constant longitude passing through the given place on the Earth's surface and the terrestrial poles.
Right. So
maybe it's just the circular motion of the sound in your head.
Maybe it just sounded good.
I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know.
Somebody was smoking dope when they came up with the name of this.
If you've seen those videos, some of them look like...
Probably.
Yeah.
See, okay, so I'm not going to condone all this.
What was it, the Pepsi
What was your
commercial?
second point you wanted to make?
Oh, callback to one of the couple of previous episodes. I noticed your coffee mug there.
Yeah, I got a new coffee mug. That has the quote, my favorite quote from Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
I'd take everything I said back. Just everything.
Yeah. So because he can see my mug, right? And he's saying, so Amy for my birthday had this cool mug made. It says morons on one side of it, and if you turn it around and drink from the other side, it says I've got morons on my team. Isn't that a wonderful birthday gift?
It is. It's just a constant reminder.
Yeah. Well, I'm a part of the team. So I guess that's, the pot calling the kettle black, right? So
yeah, but I don't know, because you're saying I've got morons on my team. You're not saying I'm a part of a team of morons.
Oh, okay. Well, if you want to get me a second mug that says I'm a part of a team of morons, I'd be happy to drink from it.
Your birthday comes back around next year.
I think we just get a mug that just has moron on it.
Moron. That's right, because then the person drinking from it.
And I'm going to get you another mug that just says Meridian on it.
Thank you. Thank you. With a line that goes all the way around it in a circular motion.
That's right.
All right. Since you pulled that out on me 2 weeks ago, what was the word? What was the word of the day?
The first word was quietus.
Quietus.
And the second word was...
Davin, what is quietus?
No clue.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
Quietus.
snap.
Can I get it in a sentence? Can I get a context?
Yeah. We need to put the quietus on you showing up to work late.
Emphasis?
No. Quietus. We need to put a stop to. We need to end an abrupt stop. That's quietus.
Yeah.
A hushing, a quieting.
Yeah.
Okay. And what was the word from last week?
Dilly-dally.
Dilly-dally.
Which I still argue is 2 words, but he says you hyphenate it, so that makes it 1 word.
Dally. Meridian.
We'll allow it.
All right.
I bet you didn't think I was going to remember him, did you?
You did. You're getting better. You're getting better. You probably had to call Kathy and ask. All right. Without further ado, we got our listeners probably ticked off at us because we're not even close to the Christmas movie bracket yet, but here we are. We've arrived. Davin, one thing where Davin's going to be our voter with you today, PJ.
That's
and
right.
Here we are. Davin says, I don't watch Christmas movies. So this could be interesting because he'll be voting for reasons not actual content or story and that kind of thing. So this could bring a whole new Flava Flav to the table.
It'll be based on his Meridian response to the sound
God.
of each title.
And we'll go round and round. Okay, so
I'm gonna beat that dead horse.
You need to. You gave me an ASRM or ASMR and didn't even know what it stood for. And then when you did, you didn't even know what the words in it meant. So you need to bring something stronger to the table next time, PJ.
I know it gives me tingles, and that's all that matters.
And now, okay, let's move on.
Yeah. Let's get away from this.
We are down to the Sweet 16 of the Christmas movie bracket. Ho, ho, ho. And I'll be announcing the pairings, and then we will let you two discuss. Our first head-to-head is Die Hard versus Office Christmas Party.
PJ, we had a very kind and good conversation about Die Hard, and I'm not going to vote that way for those reasons. I haven't watched Office Christmas Party, but I'm going to vote for it.
Because it has Christmas in the title?
That's right. It has more Christmas than Die Hard.
So it could be about Valentine's Day for all you really know.
Absolutely.
But just because it has Christmas in the title.
Absolutely.
Well, the person that titled Office Christmas Party, if it truly is about Valentine's Day, is probably the same person that came up with ASMR.
Yeah.
I'm not the only one beating that dead horse now.
Yeah.
I mean, they're 2 completely different movies. But I personally, if I had the choice between watching one or the other, I would watch Die Hard.
You would watch Die Hard?
Yeah. I mean, Office Christmas Party is a funny movie, and it is a Christmas movie. But then again, it's a Christmas movie only in the sense that it takes place during an office Christmas party. Ironically, Die Hard takes place during an office Christmas party.
So they're actually
It's just not called Office Christmas Party.
Yeah, so so where we're getting into here is Die Hard should have been named something different.
Right. It should have been Christmas Hard.
I don't know if that's the
answer, go from Tingles
to Christmas Hard.
That's a whole other movie.
Okay.
Whatever you do, don't Google Christmas Hard.
I've already done it.
Give you the tingles?
Yeah.
Now you know why he was late to work this morning.
All right, listen, here we go. We have a disagreement between the two of you. So that means it's going to have to be settled. I need to know what the public said.
By a landslide, it was Die Hard.
Die Hard was.
Yeah, the public fervently disagrees.
It doesn't
with
matter
Davin.
who survives this bracket because next week they're going to square off against heavyweights. To quote Chevy Chase, drum roll please.
That was more like a cat purring.
The nod goes to Die Hard.
Yes.
It's a bad decision.
Hans Gruber makes it through one more round.
we are moving on to the next pairing. Jack Frost with Michael Keaton and National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
I mean, both are good movies. Jack Frost made me cry. But it's like a heartwarming family movie. So once again, though, if I was to give the option or get the option of watching one or the other, I would go with Christmas Vacation. Because overall, it's just a much more enjoyable film, and it's funnier.
I agree.
Hey, David, have you seen Christmas Vacation?
Yes.
Okay, so that is one you've seen.
Yes.
Do you think you've seen Jack Frost with Michael Keaton?
I don't think so, but I have been presented the chance to a couple times, and I just don't watch it. I mean, again, I'm just not a Christmas movie person, but I have watched Christmas Vacation upwards of 10 to 15 times. Because
that says something about it, because he's just not into Christmas movies,
right?
And it's held,
it holds my attention every time. I can't remember the character's name, but my wife says I'm like him.
Clark
Griswold. When I put Christmas lights up and things, she's like, "You're kind of reckless when it comes to that, because you just want to get it done."
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll have to go.
Well, at
with
least
Christmas Vacation.
She wasn't comparing you to Cousin Eddie.
Yeah.
It could have been a lot worse.
It could have been. Yeah.
There's no disagreement, right?
Yeah.
No.
So I don't have to
Goes
vote.
through.
Is that true?
Yeah.
So it just moves on through. So we are advancing National.
It's like we're
Lampoon's
married.
Christmas Vacation.
That's a callback to the last episode for anybody out there who thinks I'm weird.
I thought he was weird.
So next week, Die Hard will take on National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
If it's worth anything, my vote's still with Christmas Vacation.
Next week,
Yeah.
Carryover vote. Go ahead and
carry
mark the
over.
tally mark.
You'll get the ghost vote.
Okay, the next pairing is, hey, this is a strong. We knew we were looking forward to this one. This is a head-to-head of some heavyweights. We have It's a Wonderful Life taking on Jingle All the Way, and I am interested on knowing what the public. This has got to be close.
It was head-to-head. It's a Wonderful Life won by one vote.
Oh, wow.
Is ahead by one vote.
We had over 30 votes this week.
Well, first of all, I haven't seen It's a Wonderful Life still. I know it's an American classic. If I had my choice to watch one or the other, I would watch Jingle All the Way, just because I've seen it, and it's fun. It's a fun movie, and it's something you can watch with the kids. So I'm sure you can watch It's a Wonderful Life with the kids, but by the time it's over with, they'll probably be asleep.
Isn't that the point? Like, wouldn't that be great?
That's true.
Maybe it gets votes for putting your kids to sleep.
Anyway, I'd vote for Wonderful Life. I've seen that one. Jingle All the Way, I have not seen.
It's got Arnold Schwarzenegger in it. Sinbad.
What was the
Phil
toy?
Hartman.
What was the name of the toy?
Turbo Man.
Turbo Man. Yeah.
Yep.
And he shows up at the parade.
Yeah.
In the public pick, It's a Wonderful Life
It's
by
Wonderful
one.
Life by one. He says It's a Wonderful Life. I say Jingle All the Way.
Reach in that black thing right there.
Right there?
Yep. It's going to make a little noise. Pick out a coin, please. All right, you got it? Give me a quarter. It's too close. I like both of these movies for different reasons. One's I used to watch A Wonderful Life with my grandmother, and I love Jingle All the Way. It's one of my favorite Christmas movies. So it's really hard for me to vote. Everybody's torn. The public's torn. You two are torn between yourself.
Yep.
Okay, here we go. It's going to be a coin toss. Best 2 out of 3, not just one toss, okay?
Okay.
All right, so heads will be Wonderful Life, and tails is Jingle All the Way. You got it?
Yep.
All right, first toss. We got a tails. That will be Jingle All the Way.
All right.
Second toss. Tails. Jingle All the Way. Jingle All the Way advances
wow.
on the toss of a coin. Okay, well, let's get to the next round. It's Gremlins versus Elf. Gremlins versus Elf. We are public.
It was close again, but Elf won by maybe like 6 votes.
Of course it did.
Okay, is that your vote?
Oh, absolutely.
Elf? Is that your vote?
I absolutely love Gremlins, but I would go with Elf too.
It's the only reason you love Gremlins and it's hard to let go is because it's Spielberg.
No, well, I mean, it's a movie I used to watch growing up a lot as a kid. So I'll watch Gremlins any time of the year, whereas, Elf might be something. Well, I could watch Elf any time of the year, too. But Elf is just probably a funner movie.
I'm pretty sure Gremlins
Or more fun.
gave me trouble sleeping when I was younger, so I'm going to go away from Gremlins.
All right. Well, this one will be
I learned my
easy.
lesson.
This one will be easy for me. I'm going to go with the public. I'm going to go with PJ. I'm going to go with Davin. I don't really need a vote. It moves on. Elf advances to take on Jingle All the Way in the next round. That brings us to a new pairing. An interesting little pairing here. We have two different kinds of movies. Mm-hmm. They're comedies.
Both family movies.
Yeah. But, okay. Home Alone is taking on Ernest Saves Christmas. Home Alone versus Ernest Saves Christmas.
I'm going to go with Home Alone.
Okay.
I love Ernest movies, but Ernest Saves Christmas is probably my least favorite Ernest movie.
I agree. I've watched the other Ernest movies, and I just haven't got to the Christmas one. But I have watched Home Alone a lot. One reason, brother loves that movie. He's got all of them. But
Your brother?
Yeah. But I also like Home Alone too.
Okay. I don't need to vote. I'll hold my vote. But right. You all went the right way, by the way.
You all got it right.
The public agrees too because it won out against Ernest big time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It got the most votes.
Okay, this is an interesting one. The next one is Scrooged versus A Charlie Brown Christmas. Davin?
I'm going with Charlie Brown Christmas. I really enjoy cartoons. Still as an adult, most of my things that I watch are cartoons, so I'm going to go with Charlie Brown Christmas.
I know what you're going with.
Yeah, I'm going with Scrooged.
Yeah, you had a good experience with it in the movie theater.
It was magical.
Yikes!
PJ?
Tingling.
I didn't have that kind of experience.
It was a tingling experience.
No, it was just
Christmas hard.
It's a fun movie. It's.
Your face is red, PJ. What's going on? Maybe there's some truth
I am
to
looking
that.
up Christmas Hard as soon as we're off this podcast. I really enjoy A Charlie Brown Christmas. I mean, it's a true classic. I watch it every single year. I mean, I too love cartoons. I just recently bought the re-released Blu-ray collection of the entire Scooby-Doo.
That would be good.
So we've got to get together.
Yeah, it's
outside
pretty
of
awesome. It comes in this like little haunted house, and it has a book inside of it and everything. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I mean, they both have really good messages, and they both have a lot of heart. So they're similar in a lot of ways. But to me, Scrooge has Bill Murray, and I love Bill Murray. He's probably one of my favorite comedians.
Yeah, I like Bill Murray.
I just haven't seen Scrooged.
So we have a difference. And what did the public say? Public went Scrooged?
Public went Scrooged by 3 votes.
Ooh.
Oh, so that's a close one, too.
So it's close, yeah.
Last week, I made it very well known how much I love. Top 5 for me is Charlie Brown Christmas, ever since I was a kid. And I like Bill Murray. His son is an assistant basketball coach at the University of Louisville. Bill Murray goes to every Louisville basketball game. So he's like, got my heart,
Oh.
We're brothers of different mothers.
Because he attends Louisville basketball games.
That's right. That's all it takes.
I'm sure he knows about me. Charlie Brown Christmas wins.
Oh, that's a tough
Sorry,
one, PJ.
Bill. I know you're listening, and I want to apologize.
If he's listening, why hasn't he been a guest on our
Yeah.
I'll talk with Lee, and I'll see if we can't maybe work something out. I know Adam Sandler lives in Lee's neighborhood, so.
Oh, wow. Well, we're getting close.
Yep.
All right, well, let's move on. We have 4 movies left. The next pairing is Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, which is not a Christmas movie. It's a Thanksgiving movie.
Yeah, I was going to talk to you about that.
And then we have Home Alone 2.
Well, Home Alone 2, yeah.
Yeah, Home Alone 2 also won with the public. So
wait, I've got a rule book here. ASMR.
Or a piece of paper.
The rules.
That's the flimsiest book.
Rules for the bracket.
The rules for the bracket have been published now, and they say that if midway through the game that a movie should be forfeited because it is not a Christmas movie and that is documented. Oh wait, I need to read the rule. It says that movie comes out and we, by popular vote, which means we all have to vote, we can't be 2 of us split, get to replace it with a movie of our choice.
Well, if we're replacing it, it can't be better than that movie.
It can't be a movie that's already been knocked out of the bracket either. Oh, that's subpart A.
Well, and I will say, I mean, that is my bad since I was the one tasked with putting this together.
PJ, come on.
I love Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. It has been a while since I had seen it, and I looked up a bunch of different Christmas movie lists, and it was on almost every Christmas movie list.
That's okay, PJ. We're running short on time. You don't have to. We forgive you, but we're tasked with replacing it with a movie that was not on the original bracket. I've got one. I've thrown it out before. I don't know why it didn't make the 32, and that is Frosty the Snowman.
I'm still gonna go with Home Alone 2. But
I'm gonna go with Home Alone 2.
No, do you have Frosty? Is Frosty okay to replace?
Oh yeah, Frosty. Yeah, that's fine.
Hold on, Frosty. It's got to at least get its name on the bracket. Frosty the Snowman.
To get the name on the bracket just to cross it off.
Okay, all in favor. We have to do a vote. Subpart B says it must be a vote, popular vote.
Okay.
All in favor of Frosty the Snowman replacing Planes, Trains, and Automobiles on the Christmas movie bracket for 2020, say aye. Aye.
What if I don't say aye?
Well, there's still two of us that said aye, right?
No, it doesn't matter. It has to be everybody.
Everybody?
Popular vote.
You didn't read the rule, PJ.
It is not majority vote. So Home Alone 2 versus Frosty the Snowman.
Calculus is still the same for me.
Yeah, I say Home Alone 2.
Oh, you guys suck. Okay.
He tried so hard.
Hey,
at least Frosty the Snowman made the Sweet 16.
I was about to say they made a good run at
consolation, it made the list.
It made the list.
Finally.
Which means it could be on other lists later on other competitions.
That's true.
Like when we do our next Street Brawl Showdown 2, it could be PJ against Frosty the Snowman.
Frosty wins that one, no doubt.
Right. Oh, I win right out of the gate because I'm so hot.
You are.
No, I'm not. That was a joke.
Last pairing of the day is Black Christmas versus Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. All right. PJ?
All right. While I love slasher movies and I'm a big fan of Black Christmas, I'm going to go with Rudolph. Being a family man, obviously I'm going to pick Rudolph to watch with my kids versus Black Christmas. So I'll go with Rudolph.
I have not seen Black Christmas, so I never knew it was a slasher movie. I haven't seen Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer either.
What?
How have you never seen
that is on your
Rudolph?
parents. That is on your parents.
Yeah, really.
They could have showed it to me, but I do not remember it at all.
So your only idea of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is what the song says.
I would say that's fair.
Yikes.
Man.
And what I've seen in like commercials. And
maybe we should have an office Christmas party and show Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
And Die Hard.
Yeah, I don't remember it.
No, I agree.
But
yeah.
I would say
I can't believe you haven't. That blows my mind.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys agree, so there's no reason for me. I love the name Black Christmas. That is just like a cool name. You know, like
it's a good movie.
You know, Black Christmas should be like a color on a paint chart. Like it's not quite black, but it's like this dark red.
Yeah.
Black Christmas.
Bob Ross might have something like that.
Ooh, Happy Accidents.
And here's the thing. Black Christmas is not a slasher in the sense of like Friday the 13th. It's not blood and gore. It's more of a mystery and a thriller, kind of like When a Stranger Calls versus, you know.
I got you.
There's actually very little blood in the movie.
Yeah. Well, I like the name Black Christmas. It's a cool name.
It's a good name.
You know. But it loses.
But it's still gone.
It's gone. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer advances. I will officially advance these brackets, and you can publish them on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter.
Yep.
And we need your votes. And we would encourage you to listen to the podcast. I guess it's kind of...
If you hear this, you're already listening to
Thanks for listening to the podcast.
Keep listening.
Keep listening.
How funny would it be if it came down to Home Alone versus
Home Alone
2?
I was just thinking that, and I mean, you have to go with the classic, right?
Well, you wouldn't have two without one. That's
right.
like the chicken and the egg. Well, it's not like the chicken and the
right.
egg. You could not have a two without one, so one's there for...
I mean,
you could have two.
That's
I mean,
true.
Star Wars did it, right? You bring the two and then the other ones, right?
Well, that's true, too. I mean, if I had the choice between A New Hope and an Empire Strikes Back, I would pick Empire Strikes Back. It's a better film.
You are talking to a guy that has not watched one Star Wars movie ever.
You're not missing much.
That is like him not watching Rudolph.
I've not watched in fact, you know what? I'm married to somebody who has not watched a Star Wars movie from beginning to end.
I mean, do you like science fiction at all, though? Well, then you're not going to get in. I mean, that's
just not my thing.
Right.
Star Wars was ruined for me when I took a government class based on Star Wars as an elective, and it was the worst decision of my life.
Oh, gosh, yeah. All right. Well, I'll draw up the bracket. We'll get it published. We appreciate everybody listening. This has been Law Light, brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtry, FWHlegal.com. Dedicated to you, committed to justice.
This case should never have come to trial.
I don't think it's fair to call my clients frauds. Because one time I turned into a dog and they helped me. Thank you.
Your Honor, we would like to withdraw our plea of not guilty and enter a plea of guilty.
This trial is a travesty. It's a travesty of a mockery of a sham, of a mockery of a travesty of two mockeries of a sham.
If we are to have faith and justice, we need only to believe in ourselves.
And the truth shall set you free!
How do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Oh, guilty, but with a real good excuse.
I think the truth will come forth.
You can't handle the truth!